Hello guys, how's everyone doing? Good. I hope I'm feeling a little bit festive today. La la! Anyway, I did a video like this recently, just something a little bit different. A little bit of a different direction to go in, other than just doing lots and lots of reviews. I did a perfume history on India, fun facts and tidbits. And I want to maybe do it as a bit of a series, and today I want to do Japan. Japan. Steeped in history, mysticism, magic, ancient rituals. There's just something very magical about that country. It's pretty much at the top of my list of countries I want to visit before, you know, I croak it. That's depressing. Where I want to visit really soon. I love just the mystery and the ancientness of it and just everything. But anyway, I've done my research, I've done a few fun facts, tidbits, bits about perfume, bit about the history. Always welcome to discuss what you like below. You know, you can read some facts, but sometimes I might be wrong. I don't know. I can only go on what I've researched. So anyway, let's do it. So the first thing is, although Japan aren't a huge producer of fragrances, and there aren't many Japanese perfume houses out there, there are some, but not many, they do actually export a massive amount of certain ingredients for a very high price, namely camphor, olive tree, star anise, and another one that I forgot, but they've got a lot of ingredients that are sourced for perfumery, although they don't actually produce a lot themselves. Upon my research, I've realised that traditionally Japanese people don't use perfume, or they didn't in the past anyway, the same way that, say, the French or English did, or Indian cultures. It's not so much as a direct application onto the skin like the French were doing centuries ago. It was more, perfumery is used more to scent things upon your body. So they would scent their hair with fragrance, through incense, by staying or sleeping on a stone with incense burned underneath it, or for instance in battle, the emperors or the generals would have lacquered belts on in which they would impregnate with fragrant products. So, you know, you do need a fragranced belt when you go to battle, don't you know? Kind of the same way Napoleon did in battle, but that's the English perfume video. We're talking about Japan today. Don't divert. The Japanese actually have lots of ritual ceremonies, but they actually use perfume in a game. It's called the Ko-do, and what they do is the person holding the ceremony, or the leader of the game, I guess, it's kind of like a tea ceremony, similar kind of fashion. They would burn leaves or materials in tiny bowls, and the people playing would have to try and guess what those were from the smoke, from the scent of the smoke. And then when they thought they'd got it right, they would place that thing into silk envelopes that corresponded to what they were playing with. How cool is that? I want to play. They also have another game called Kumiko, which is more about expression and listening to the fragrance itself, and it would be about writing poetry based on the things that you smelled. Fun. There's a third game they play called Genji Ko, and this one's a little bit more difficult to describe. It's again about the person playing listening to the perfume, and they would draw lines on paper, each corresponding to the certain fragrance. I would love to know more about that if somebody could let me know. But 3 different games with perfume you can play. Biggest thing I've ever done is blindfolded myself and had my friend, you know, let me sniff them and I had to guess. Oh, the Japanese have got it right. There is a particular type of wood in Japan called hinoki, and I can't pronounce the actual name of it because it's, I'll put the note up here, but they used to bathe in baths made out of this wood, and also the walls and floor were also made out of it. It was a particular type of wood that was quite fragrant, and it would release a gorgeous aroma when it came into contact with hot water. I've also learned that the Japanese are some of the most hygienic people on the planet, bathing up to 5 times a day. In the past. We're talking about the past. I'm not sure about now. I'm guessing that might still be true. But hey, I'd love to smell this wood. Drop a few bits of hot water on it, and out comes the fragrance. It seems from my research that the Japanese tend to use fragrance for more healing or medical or preventative reasons. I guess you could kind of call it more like aromatherapy. They have blends that keep snakes away. They use certain ingredients to give you health, prosperity and well-being, and everything again is kind of steeped in mysticism rather than other countries or other cultures that use fragrance in an outwardly manner. It seems to me that the Japanese use it in an inwardly manner. It's an entirely different world of fragrance to me, and it's very, very interesting. Because of Japan's absolute respect for nature, it seems as though in ancient times in Japan, and probably still today, I'm not sure, I hope I have some Japanese subscribers that can tell me more about it, it's more about respect for the actual ingredients and where they come from. It's done in a more delicate way, and it's more about ritual than, you know, using fragrance as a sensuality, which a lot of other people did. I mean, the Brits used it because they stunk and they didn't have hygiene levels, where the French were already far advanced and they were using it for seduction. The Japanese seem to have a very big respect for fragrance in a completely different way than I'm guessing most of us know. And it's just really surprising and just enlightening, I think. They even used perfume, or more so incense, to tell time. Interesting? They have these wooden boxes called Ko Dakai, and they burn incense inside of them with gaps. There's gaps in the boxes, and depending on how much the smoke comes out, at which level, they can actually tell the time through that. It's kind of mind-blowing. I just want to wrap up the video by talking about a couple of Japanese brands. There are 33 according to Fragrantica, so I'm going to have to do a bit more research on those. But the two that stick out the most and I think are more readily available are Issey Miyake, of course, and Shiseido. I have tried fragrances from both of them. They seem to have a clean, crisp nature about them that I think reflect my idea of what Japan is. Anyway, it was just a quick short video. Japanese amazingness. Talking about it makes me want to go even more. Anyway guys, I hope you like this video. It's just something a little bit different. I'm out, click my logo down there to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for another review. Goodbye!